What's going on, everybody? You made it to the weekend again. We made it back. Yeah, I know we were gone for a couple weeks there. I had a birthday, we had a baptism, we had all kinds of stuff going on. So we were gone for a couple weeks, but we are back. The compadre, I know he sounds a little tired, guy, but it's okay, guys. It's going to be okay. He's not going to take it out on you or me. He's going to take it out on the show. Isn't that right, compadre?
That's right. That's right.
All right. The reason why you're so tired, we've been playing MLB The Show 21. We got a little complaints and gripes here because they've been stealing your shit out of your game, which sucks. But you know what it does do right now? It allows me to kind of catch up to you just a little bit because I'm so far behind the power curve there that I need the extra help.
You know what? That's funny because that is true.
So I've been definitely all the pitching what do you want to call them? Not competition.
Moments.
The pitching moments. I fly right through them. It's the hitting ones that are killing me. This new way of hitting that I hadn't used before. It's just, Jesus Christ. They want me to hit a home run. I'm like, I'm barely getting base hits here. What the hell?
Yeah. Yeah, it just takes time, dude. Once you get the rhythm, it'll start to make sense, you know?
Oh, no, for sure. I can't wait to build up my team, and we'll have to go head to head, and we'll have to see what's going on. Before we get started, I totally forgot to tell everybody, hey, don't forget to follow us on social media, on Twitter at @theblown_save, on Instagram at @theblown_save, and don't forget you can always reach out to us at theblown_save_podcast@gmail.com, or head on over to our website, theblown_save_podcast.com. Like I said, we took 2 weeks off. I was able to spend not this last Friday, but the Friday before was my birthday. I got to spend it watching a little baseball with my compadre, having a good time. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a real good time. I was just a little upset that your birthday present hadn't arrived at that time, and it's funny because then you noticed that it arrived today. I think
it did. It arrived this morning, and I was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh no, it arrived last night, but we didn't open it." Judy was like, "Hey, you got a package? What is it?" And I'm like, "I don't know what it is." And it says "Happy Birthday, Brent." And I'm just like, "I don't know." She's like, "Did you buy yourself something?" I'm like, "I swear to you, I don't know what it is." And we opened it up, and we're like, "There's no signs, there's no names on it." And I'm like, "Oh, it's an LED mouse pad." And I'm like, "That's pretty cool." Rogue got me a small one, not a customized one, but a small one for my birthday. So I was like, "Oh, I'll just put them together." So we were looking everywhere. We're like looking at the box. We're looking at this. We're looking at that. We're trying to find a name or something on there. And Judy and Leon were like, "Hey, man, just take it out of the box. Maybe it's the papers inside." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I pulled it out. And as soon as I laid it out, I'm like, "It's the blown safe. That's got to be Artie. Artie had to have gotten this for me." I'm like, he was asking me for the logo and this and that. I'm like, "It has to be Artie." And it's absolutely freaking amazing. I'll have to post it on the social media so you guys can check it out. But it's absolutely amazing, man. I love it. I love it. I absolutely freaking love it, man. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're very welcome. Happy birthday. Like I said, I was a little upset that I didn't get here at the time that I was supposed to be here. Once I saw that it was not going to be here the day before I took off to go to your house for your birthday,
yeah,
I contacted the seller and I said, "Hey, you know what?" I said, "Can we just ship it directly to that person instead? Let me change the directions. You haven't shipped it out yet, and I know it's being customized, but can we ship it correctly?" And yeah, they said, "Yeah, sure, no problem. I was actually going to send it today. I finally finished it, blah, blah, blah." So I'm glad you caught me at the right time.
Absolutely, man. It looks freaking great, man. I absolutely love it. I put it on it immediately. Didn't even wait for me to have to use the computer. I went and fucking came in and put it in last night. So it was ready this morning. When I walked into the garage today, because for those of you guys who don't know, I work from home now, but I walked into the garage and all the lights are turned off. So I walked in and all I see is this glowing red coming away from my computer, and I'm like, "Ha, that's my little mouse pad, yeah." So I do appreciate that. And then we had another birthday last week. You had for your mom, right?
Yeah, my mom, and then we had the baptism the next day. So.
Exactly. So we've had a busy couple weeks, guys. We do.
Yeah.
I've gotten like 15 different calls, not just from my dad, but I've gotten about 15 different calls or messages going, "Hey, man, it's been 2 weeks, dude. Are you guys going to do a show?" And I know both me and Artie are excited to be playing MLB The Show, and I'm getting my PS5 tomorrow, thank God.
Oh, nice.
And thank you, Artie, once again. Without you, I probably wouldn't be having it just yet. But and thank you, Mom, for
more importantly,
yeah, Mom,
sure.
Mom ponied up the bill for my birthday. So thank you, Mom, for hooking it up. Thank you, Artie, for her connecting there, or getting me connected there to be able to get one. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, so guys, we're sorry. You know, shit happens, life happens. We got things going on in about a month and a half. I'm getting married, so you know we're gonna be gone for about a week or two as well. So I mean, it is what it is. We're getting into a busy time of the year, but we're gonna do the best we can to keep on rocking and rolling. So let's jump into it. After 2 weeks of baseball, here are some of the things that caught our eyes after the first 2 weeks of baseball. Like, we're in it, guys. We're fucking rocking and rolling. Friday, April 9th was the 47th anniversary of Hammer and Hank Aaron's historic 715th home run, breaking Babe Ruth's long-standing home run record. And to me, Hammer and Hank is still the all-time home runs champion because he did it the right way. Babe Ruth is right there behind him. But I'm with these guys. Forget Bonds and forget that bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you there. Nobody ever talks about like the moment, you know, Bonds really broke the record, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody ever really remembers that type of thing because, I mean, nobody really acknowledges as the guy that actually broke the record, you know?
Yeah.
Anymore. So I feel like it's one of those, I feel like it's in the realm of like the Astros and winning their World Series. It doesn't have an asterisk, but in everybody's heart, it has an asterisk, you know?
Yeah, a little bit. I got you there. But hey, it was the anniversary. I got to watch the video. I always play the videos, right? So it was really nice to see him get that against the Dodgers. But it was more exciting to hear the announcement from Vince Scully, and it's just it's one of those things where when an amazing thing happens or history happens in baseball, or it did, I should say, that Vince Scully was there for a lot of them. You know what I mean? He was able to give his opinion, talk about what's going on, the importance of not just his historic home run, but also like the color barrier and what it means for the minorities and this and that. Like, it was really, it's really awesome to see that. For you younger cats who maybe, you know, were not around for this. I mean, we weren't around when it happened, but definitely go check it out, see the video, and see. It's a good piece of history, especially if you love baseball.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm with you there. You really got to check that out if you like baseball and the history of it.
Speaking of history, on that same day, Friday, April 9th, we saw history happen. When the day started, of all the 30 teams that are currently active, only one had never in its history of the team had a no-hitter thrown in its entire franchise history. Mark your calendars. April 9th, 2021, the final team has hit its first no-hitter. Hometown kid Joe Musgrove, who fanned 10, I believe, Ks, and faced 28 batters. He almost had a perfect game, but he beamed a guy in the, I believe, 8th inning. He grew up rooting for the Padres. He threw the club's first no-hitter, blanking the Rangers in just 112 pitches. That is like a whole 5 innings for some pitchers.
Yeah, right.
For the 6th time since 1990, Musgrove threw a no-hitter for a team from the state where he was born. Only Jared Weaver, Kevin Gross, Nolan Ryan, who did it twice, Terry Mulholland, and David Stewart have thrown no-hitters for teams that they were from, like their home state or whatever. And like I said, he almost pitched that perfect game, if not for hitting Joey Gallo with the first pitch cut fastball at the very beginning of the game. So, I mean, isn't that awesome?
I think it's real cool. I thought it was funny how you said he hit his no-hitter. He threw his no-hitter.
He threw his no-hitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's real cool that they threw the no-hitter. I was seeing somewhere online that there was this one dude on Twitter that was calling it, that had said, this dude's going to throw a no-hitter on his first start of the season or something like that. Like, it was a trip because, like, he even, you know how they flash back to the tweets or whatever, they could retweet it and they have it bookmarked?
Okay.
You there?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so this dude had a bookmark that he had said that this dude was going to throw a no-hitter. Of course, everybody says every day up the yin-yang and freaking 90% of the time it doesn't even happen, you know what I'm saying? But still, this dude did say it, and it did happen, you know? So I just thought that was pretty cool.
I got to make sure to call things more often. Be like, hey, man, totally, it's going to happen. And when it doesn't happen,
yeah.
well, you know, everybody calls it.
Right.
Until it
Yeah,
happens,
like
and I'm like, yeah, I told it. I coldly called it. Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's how you are with the Cowboys every year, you know?
Well, as a Cowboys fan, every year we're going to the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh,
Doesn't
yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Man, that's how Joe is right now. Joe's like, yeah, we're gonna go 14-2 or whatever the hell it's gonna be with 2 losses, right? And I'm like, okay, yeah, just like last year, you're gonna have it be with 2 losses, right? Well, I was gonna say Romo before you guys blame Romo or everything.
Right.
He's like, yeah, but that was before Dak got hurt. Well, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, there's nothing in that with the asterisk on it that says, hey, we would have done this if Dak hadn't got hurt. Well, I hate to break it to you, Dak wasn't hurt for part of those games, and they were not doing too well, you know?
Right.
I think I do, though, I will say it again, I do think they win that division if Dak doesn't get hurt, you know?
I think, not to stray too far away from baseball right now, but I do think that if Dak stays healthy, I think they really have a shot of going 14-3 because they got another game this season. I honestly, I think they go 13 or 12-5 at this point, but I think 12 is good enough to win that division.
Yeah, I think they stay in single digits. I don't think they make double digits.
9-8.
I mean, 9-8 sounds about right. Maybe, yeah. I think they go 9-8. Maybe win that division.
Yeah, it could possibly be there.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to prove to me you can win double digits.
There you go.
So, but anyways, back to good old baseball.
Oh yeah. From making history to taking baseball in a new direction. Let's talk about the extra innings rule and why it has a lot of fans split on whether they like it or hate it. And for those of you guys who are just starting baseball or trying to figure out what's going on, the extra inning rule is starting in the 10th inning or the 8th inning on a doubleheader. The player who made the last out in the prior inning will start on second base. The reason why MLB decided to do this is to help speed along the game and to keep marathon 15, 16 inning games to a minimum. The baseball purists are against it, but it may be here to stay. I mean, Artie, you're one of the most purist baseball guys I know. What do you think about the extra innings rule? How has it been going so far in your eyes? What do you think about it, man?
I mean, honestly, I haven't seen it happen too much this year. I mean, I could be wrong. I felt like it happened more last year. Right at the beginning, Tatis just hit a solo shot to give San Diego a 2-1 lead again.
Welcome back, Tatis.
Yeah, first game back. I think this is his second or third. It looks like his third at bat. I don't know what he did the other 2 at bats, but like I said, he hit one out today. Right now. It's pretty crazy to see how San Diego right now is treating this series and game like a World Series matchup for them. I kind of feel like they're the little brothers to the Dodgers, you know, like the little brother that's trying to prove they belong with them.
Yeah.
You know, and it's funny because I saw last year sorry, I'll get back to your question too.
Yeah.
But I just think this is to me one of the coolest matchups in baseball. It's the up and comers versus the established team, the world champs. I think they just went back to back. Did they go back to it? No, Mookie caught it at the wall. Yeah, he gave it a good ride though. So I feel like it's up and comers versus the established. You know, the Dodgers have ran off 9 straight division titles, and they finally got the World Series.
They are definitely the team of the 2010s. I think because they won the most, what do you want to call it, division titles, and have been on the cusp of, if not in the World Series, 3 times?
Yeah, they got robbed. Well, I mean, they technically both teams cheated against them both times in the World Series.
This is very true.
The two they lost. Granted, I think they were going to lose to the Red Sox. I don't think they lose to the Astros if the Astros don't cheat. I think the Dodgers was a better team. And it made sense now too why they were catching all the damn breaks, you know, in that World Series against the Astros. Because I remember just thinking, man, the Astros are just catching every damn break, you know.
Yeah.
And it all makes sense now, you know. So, but I think the Red Sox were just a better team, you know. They were gonna whoop our ass no matter what. They were just good. But yeah, man. So seeing San Diego, it's funny because San Diego fans, you know, they just. I don't know, again, they feel like the redheaded stepchild type of thing, you know, where they're like, oh, we don't care, you know, we're just, they're like, oh, we don't care that we won the, what were they calling, a Mickey Mouse championship, blah, blah, blah. But yet the Padres were celebrating on the streets when they barely beat the Cardinals to get into the next matchup against the Dodgers. Remember they beat the Cardinals in like extra, I think it was extra innings. And it was one of those where like, dude, you beat the Cardinals in a playoff matchup that never existed before. Yeah. So if that playoff matchup wasn't there, you would not even be in the playoffs. And they were literally celebrating in the streets and all that stuff, like horns honking. They made a video of how they were going to beat the Dodgers. And then what the Dodgers do, they went and swept them in the playoffs right away, right? Like, I mean, that was one of those instant karma type of things. We're like,
nobody's
all right.
Pointing fingers, but hey, this is what happens.
Right? Like, that was instant. And I was like, oh, I remember thinking, oh, I really want to whoop your ass now. Like, before I was hoping that it'd be just a good matchup, this and this and that. But when the Dodgers went out there and smacked them and swept them, I was like, oh, yeah, great, Yeah. And then seeing right now how kind of they are and stuff like that, and it's like, okay, they're up 2-1. Sure, all right, cool. We'll see how this works out. The game ain't over. One swing of the bat. I did see also, too, I want to throw this in there. And, again, I'll get back to your question. Cody Bellinger, remember, I don't know if you remember, but Cody Bellinger went on the IL because he got spiked on a play at first base. I can't remember if I think he was running, and the defender kind of spiked him accidentally. It was like accidental. I forgot again, too.
Yeah.
But he went on the IL, and right after the game, he's like, oh, the ice hurts more than the actual spike, like that got spiked, right?
Yeah.
So that was his quote. Then the next day, he obviously sat out because it was like a day game after a night game. And then the next day, he went to IL. It was like, oh, all of a sudden now, like it's not just the ice is hurting.
Yeah.
And then today, the news came out that this dude has like a hairline fracture. So now he's going to be out. I did a little Google research, and it was these hairline fractures mean you're usually out 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah. So he's been out about a week, maybe a week and a half. So
sometimes they say it's better to actually break your bone than to get those hairline fractures because they take longer to recover from. Not necessarily it healing, but just to be able to recover from it, it takes longer because the pain is longer, stays longer. I'm not sure. I've never had a hairline fracture. I've only broken 2 bones. So I'll tell you right now, it's not fun either way, I think.
Yeah.
So about the question I was telling you, how do you feel about the extra innings rule or starting the 10th inning or whatever? It being there's a guy on second base.
Well, you know me, I'm a big purist, so, and you kind of did mention that. And I don't like those kind of rules, I feel like those are the rules that belong in high school and like softball leagues and stuff like that. Not in the pros, man. These guys are professionals. That's just stupid to be doing those kind of rules,
Yeah.
I don't like it. It makes sense, though, because of how baseball handles things. They handle everything of like, hey, let's speed the game up. Let's make the game exciting to young players and stuff like that, right?
The younger players,
yeah. But then they do stuff where they kind of let them get away with everything, like for dumb things,
Yeah.
So they I feel like they punish the wrong groups and stuff like that. So yeah, like like when what's his name got punished for throwing at the Astros, he got suspended 8 games, but yet not one single Astro got suspended. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh well, you can't suspend him. It's against their collective bargaining agreement, blah, 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 this and this and that. Well, okay, then that's true. Then, we've talked about this extensively. Well, then take away the championship. That's not against the collective bargaining agreement.
Absolutely.
Take away the championship and or put an asterisk on it. Like, grow some balls, you know what I'm saying? And now this, I think, to me, right after this, I want to ask you a question. Remind me, because I know it has to do with the movie that I told you to watch and you told me you watched. But to finish off what you're asking, I don't like it. I wish baseball would go away from it. One thing that I wish they would adopt that is different if you want to make it exciting. See, and this is where it's contradictory to what they're saying. Why not freaking adapt the DH to both sides of the league?
Yeah.
That makes no sense, Like, why not put the DH in both? So all of a sudden, like, hey, it's good to speed up the game by putting a runner at second base in extra innings, but it's not good to adapt the DH. Like, come on, like make up your mind. What is it you're trying to accomplish here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my thing. It's contradictory, like everything I'm hearing. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you there. Like, I get it. They're trying to speed up the game because, unfortunately, the generations that are coming up right now, they like their stuff quick, fast, and let's get it over with. Let's go, let's go. But that's not what baseball is. Baseball is like this beautiful ballet that has to kind of play out, right, over 162 games.
Right.
And it's one of those things where when you know the game, you understand it's going to take 9 innings every game. You know what I mean? Like, I know there's some people were saying there's an unwritten rule that you're supposed to be there for opening the first pitch of the game, or when they do the ceremonial first pitch, and you're supposed to stay into the very last pitch of the game. Like, it's an unwritten rule of baseball. You're supposed to stay there the whole time and watch the game. Doesn't matter what's going on. And I'm kind of there, but I'm not like, like I like to stay to the end of the game. I love baseball, even if we're losing. I'm like, I want to wait till the end of the game. I've been at games where I left early and they came back and win in the 8th and ninth inning, and I kicked myself. I'm like, God damn it! Like, we could have watched that, and no, we decided we wanted to go home instead and beat the traffic.
Right.
So as far as this goes, like, I get it. I understand what they're doing it for, but the purist in me. And I'm not the most purist baseball lover, right? But the purist in me, the bit that's in there, I'm not a fan of it. I hope they do go away from it. But I do, as you said, hope that they do bring the universal DH and make it a permanent thing. I know that they're trying it out in the Atlantic League, and I know they're also moving the mound back about another foot, I believe it was. So they're doing a couple things here and there, but I hope that the guy on second base isn't something that's going to stay permanently, but I do hope the DH comes all the way around and goes all over the place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and when you say they're trying it over here, they're trying it over there. Bro, they tried it in the pros last year, and it worked fabulous. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, what went wrong?
I don't understand. I don't understand what you could give life to some aging hitters, give them a little an extra couple of years to play.
Right.
For those the guys that are let's just, they're no longer field players, or they're not on the field playing. They're there to hit the ball a country mile, and that's it.
Right. Yeah. I'm with you for sure there. I think it extends the life of players. It speeds up the game, keeps it interesting. I don't know about that whole first pitch to last pitch. I think life has really changed since all that really started. So, like, man, I try to be there for the beginning of a first pitch. And the truth is, I think now I don't rarely stay to the end of games unless the game's close. But if I see it like either which way, like a 3-run lead for either team, I'm gone, dude. Like, it's rare that I stay for it, Gotcha. Once I see a point where I'm like, all right, I don't see a comeback happening. And let me tell you, it's only happened where something interesting happened one time that I left early. And it was the Dodgers got in a brawl with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Puig got into it with Bumgarner. And I only left early on that one because my nephew was like complaining that, I want to go and this and this and this and that. If it wasn't for him complaining, dude, I would have stayed and been there for the whole thing for that one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, like it's like I said, I kind of pick and choose my spots,
I got you there. I thoroughly enjoyed getting to. I mean, at least at Angel Stadium, you can kind of hang out in the parking lot before the game.
Yeah, that's another thing too. That has changed too, where they make it harder for us to want to be able to do all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I like getting there. They allow you at Angel Stadium 2.5 hours early from first pitch. And I like getting there 2.5 hours early because we set up the tents, head up the little grill, have some, play some cornhole, play some catch, just hang out, have a few drinks before we go in there. You're not supposed to be drinking, but if you keep it on the low, you're pretty good.
Yeah.
But, and that to me is awesome. Like, you go and you watch the game, and then after the game, you go back to the car, have something to eat real quick, kind of relax and let traffic die down. And then, by about 30, 45 minutes after the game, they start clearing people out. That's when we take off usually. And then that's when, we don't get any traffic, get home pretty quickly and have no issues and stuff like that. So that's pretty awesome. I love that. I miss that. I have yet to go to a game this year, and I know I will, but I do miss that part of it.
Right.
Tell me about
But
you were gonna say something about the what's it called?
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Realistically, how many times do you actually go and pregame before a game?
About 85% of the time.
That means you just don't go to enough games because not even like when I had season tickets and you could pregame, you don't pregame that much. You know what I'm saying? I think people that go pregame like that are people that don't go to more than 5 games a year.
Before the pandemic, we were going to about 8 to 10 games a year, easily.
I do not believe you, sir.
Easily.
That is a lie.
You asked the
That is a
compadre.
lie.
You asked the compadre. We would go for my birthday. We would go for
one.
like a Yankee game. Did Justin Upton just hit a bomb? He hit a grand slam right now. Somebody got Justin Upton on their team?
3-run shot.
No, it's a grand slam.
I thought you meant Justin Turner.
Oh no, Justin Upton.
Yeah, my bad. Nobody cares
now,
about him.
It is now 9-3 in the if whoever has him on fantasy baseball, the 0.001% just scored huge. But I mean, it's just every time I would go to a game, even when I had the mini plans, I had the mini plans for like 3-4 years. Even when we had those, we would still go 2 hours early and have hot dogs, have burgers. It was just part of what we did to go to the game. It was an all-day affair. Even when the games were at 10 a.m., we were there at 7:30, 7:45, getting in line for them to open the thing because we were going to have McDonald's breakfast because there's a McDonald's right around the corner.
So now you're talking about a weekend. I hear 10 a.m. and there's no 10 a.m. games, bro. If there's no 10 a.m. games, so see, that's how I know you're lying.
Shillackles.
Yeah,
there was.
One.
I swear.
No, there isn't.
I'm going to show you pictures.
I don't care what you swear.
I'm going to show you pictures. And in fact, Andy was there for one of the 10 a.m. games that we went to.
Nope.
I'm going to tell you right now.
That is a lie.
You want to put money on it?
No, that is a lie.
I put $1
on it. You find it to me. All right, put $1 on it. But
all right.
I need to see something that says 10 a.m. Now, I believe you got there at 10 for a 12 a.m. game.
Oh, no, we went
I
early.
believe. Yeah. I don't believe it, but
we'll get there. I'm going to get that for you, and next week you're going to be like, "Damn it, Brent was right."
Yeah. I'd like to see it. All
right, and you were going to ask me a question about Screwball.
Yeah, man. So now knowing what you know or seeing that movie, right? I recommended that about maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, for our audience to see it, for you to see, and I said, Brent, this thing is entertaining. It's funny. It's creative how they use kids. Like to tell a story. Hey, by the way, the Dodgers just retook the lead 3-2.
There you go.
Attaboy. Hey, good job there, San Diego fans. But you know what? It took a hell of a play for Tatis. Tatis kind of got us the runs. He made a diving play that, most dudes don't even get to. But he tried to do something 4-2. Oh, poor Padres. The wheels on the bus are coming off. The ball hasn't even really left the infield, and the Dodgers just scored 3 runs.
Yeah.
So Tatis dove and tried to make a play that probably wasn't there. He should just held on to the ball, but he tried to throw a second, and the ball went past like in the first base area, and then it was like a merry-go-round. Right now they had strike 3 in the dirt, and the catcher didn't really do a good enough job blocking it, and went off to like by the Dodgers dugout, so another run scored. Gotcha. So but anyway, so Screwball, I thought it was a brilliant way of you said it really great. I didn't know how much I didn't know about something I already knew. Yeah. I think that's kind of how you said it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a perfect way to say it because that's the same thing I thought when I saw it. I was like, oh man, I remember a lot of this. And I know I had seen a lot of this, but I hadn't seen a lot of this the way it was being presented. And there were still little intricacies that were missing that I didn't realize were part of this whole story. And for those of you guys that don't know, this basically just it kind of gives a timeline of how everything was discovered with regards to steroids in baseball, or more specifically, human growth hormones, which is HGH, right?
Yeah.
So that's really specifically what they were targeting, and it was like all by accident, and it was all because they owed one dude like $5,000, was it, or $4,000? Like if they would have just paid that dude $4,000. like nothing would ever came about. But that dude wanted to be so greedy and didn't want to pay that dude $4,000, and that the guy started accidentally kicking over rocks and blew the lid on the whole scandal. And then A-Rod, man, how bad does it make A-Rod look on that?
Oh,
on that thing, right?
terrible.
Right? I'm just like, oh man, I didn't know how. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know. I didn't remember it being like when they outline it for you, the way, hey, he did this, he did that, and then they actually show you footage of this stuff.
Yeah.
You're like, man, dude, this dude is so childish.
Oh,
like
extremely.
You're just like, how is this guy still even in like the limelight? You know what I'm saying? Like out in public, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's about to buy the Timberwolves, you know? Like I just don't understand that. Like when I see J-Lo and him were separating, I believe it was like the next day when him and J-Lo were splitting, and I'm like, I could see why now. You know, like before I actually really liked A-Rod, and I just didn't understand. I thought, don't get me wrong, I thought what he did was wrong, but I felt like people were being a little too hard on him and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that now I'm like, man, dude, I don't think people are hard enough on him, you know?
Yeah.
I think this dude is definitely one of those people that feels like super entitled, you know?
Oh yeah. He feels like his shit don't stink to say the least. You know what I mean? But it's one of those things where goddamn, dude, like how childish, as you said it, or how just like, and then like you know you got caught. Nope. But you paid a guy $10,000 to get the paperwork. You know what I mean? It's like, nah, dude, come on.
Right. And then did you see who was behind everything on Major League Baseball's end?
Yeah.
And you're like,
Sealish?
another weasel, bro. The Manfred.
Oh,
he was the point on all this. He was the point on all of this. And you're just like, dude, that guy is like the biggest. He's going to go down as one of the worst commissioners for baseball now. Like, maybe even in sports, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be handed down, and he's going to be remembered for everything he didn't do rather than everything he did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, C-League is more remembered for, like, really turning baseball around and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Of course, the steroid era happened under his watch and stuff like that, but he's really going to be remembered for everything he did. David Stern from basketball, same thing. Like, he really brought basketball into the everyday household. And Silverman, the new basketball commissioner, like he's a dude that's same thing. He's very revolutionary and very with the times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And even I'm drawing a blank on the name of the NFL guy, Goodell, Commissioner Goodell. He's very obviously soft, and I feel like they're very shady over there with the NFL, man, because they're like a big old corporate type of thing where as long as the money's coming in, we'll sweep as much as we can under the rug type of thing, right? Yeah. Like he is what they call him a company man.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he's done a lot for football until this dude gets called out on it by other people and saying like, oh yeah, okay, then this is what we're gonna do. You know, like people start calling him out for it. So I think he's gonna be remembered for not doing anything until someone called him out on stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I got you there.
And Manfred's just going to be going down as one of the biggest weasels of professional sports, you know, like in my opinion. And this movie, I guess it's a movie, but like the documentary definitely shows him in that kind of limelight as well, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. What are your thoughts on it? What you like? What didn't you like? What did you find interesting?
I don't like the dude that kind of broke it all because he was crying and complaining about his $4,000. Like I didn't like him. I do understand he's pivotal to the story and what happened, but I'm not a fan of him, you know. But I do like the whole thing, man. I like that everything's out there. I love the fact that, if you guys haven't seen it, but I love the fact that they did all the story parts. They did it with a bunch of kids, and they were just kind of reenacting and kind of like lip singing, if you want to call it that. Everything going on, and I was like, "This is fucking amazing."
Right? Wasn't it?
It was great.
I totally agree. I just thought they put a lot of humor into it, like, and they did a great job of reenacting it with kids. Man, I just thought it was just clever, dude. I thought it was super clever. Very clever, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy the game. I'm gonna have to watch it again and share it with the family. And if you guys haven't seen it, it's on Netflix right now. It's called Screwball. They are not a sponsor or anything like that, but it's still a great movie. Go out there and watch it. It's really, really good. You're gonna enjoy it.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
All right, let's see here. What we got? The Dodgers did receive their 2020 championship rings 2 Fridays ago, the 9th. No, it was last Friday. It was last Friday on your mom's birthday.
Yeah, right.
At least one of them isn't going to hold on to it for too long. David Price, who sat out the season last year, has chosen to auction off his World Series ring to donate it the money to the Players Alliance. The Players Alliance mission is to create an inclusive culture within baseball and the community, where differences are leveraged to elevate racial equality and provide greater opportunities for the black community, both in the game of baseball and places they live, play, and care most about. They currently have over 140 current and former MLB members, with 4.7 million donated back to black communities. I think it's really good that he's doing that. He didn't have any impact on the field, but he did off the field. Last year, he paid for all the minor league players in the organization. He paid their paychecks, right, in 2020?
Yeah, he did.
So, and for those of you guys who didn't pay attention or didn't know what's going on or why he did that, last year, basically, all of minor league baseball was shut down and it was closed. So all these players that were minor league ball players, a lot of them didn't really see any money. They had to go home. They had to go find temporary jobs and whatnot, and that wasn't very easy because COVID was on a rampage last year at the time. So, I mean, kudos to him, and I'm glad. I mean, he got his ring. He was part of the team, technically. But he's going to go ahead and donate it, and I find that very admirable, and I like it, man. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it was real cool. And you saw that he got a save yesterday?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so I thought that was real cool. Yeah, man, I mean, he's a dude that definitely talks the talk and walks the walk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and not a lot of dudes really do that, you know? And so my hat's off to someone that can do that like him, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of the Dodgers... Dodger fan went to Angel Stadium when the Angels were playing the Astros, and when Altuve came up to bat, I know you saw this, it was all over the news, all over the media, all over everywhere. He threw an inflatable trash can, which he personalized from a can of beer, a beer inflatable, I should say, to look just like a trash can. The crowd went wild for obvious reasons. Later on in the game, a real trash can was thrown out into the field when Altuve came up to bat again. Hilariously, a fan and one of my best buds, and he's actually one of my groomsmen, Eric Huerta, knows the guy personally, went to high school with him. He wants to leave his name out of it, and I did ask if we can get a soundbite or get him on the show or whatever, but he says that he was reached out by a few radio stations who wanted to hear the story, wanted him to talk about everything, but they want to lay low because, of course, they're going to do it again. And when the Dodgers play the Astros, they plan on blowing up not one, not two, but 3 trash cans. So they want to lay low as much as possible, so they aren't hindered when they try and do it again. And they promise that what we saw at Angel Stadium is only a taste of things to come. So they said it's definitely not their first rodeo. So they're going to be excited when the Asterisks come to Chavez Ravine and play the Dodgers. Man, what do you think about that?
Well, I am always skeptical when I hear someone try to say, that's just a taste of it, what's to come. Yeah, now you had me going until you said that. Okay? You had me going. Now you're saying, hey, we want to do it again, blah, 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 see if we can make it bigger. But to say, it's just a taste, well, yeah.
We'll see what happens when it happens,
yeah.
Right?
But, yeah, exactly. Again, some people walk the walk, some people talk the talk.
There you go.
More often than not, people talk the talk.
Huerta, you let him know. I'm not gonna say his name on the show, but Huerta, you let him know whenever they do end up doing it, if they get it done. We want to hear from them. We want to talk to them. We want to hear what's going through their minds and all that other stuff. But we are excited to see what's going to happen. So you guys heard it here first on the Blown Save. That was only a taste of things to come. And Artie's saying, hey, you either walk the walk or you talk the talk. You know what I'm saying? Don't say you're going to and then don't do it. We're throwing it out there. Let's go. Let's see it.
Yeah. It reminds me of the time what he did, and I thought it was so cool, and I flashed back right away. So it reminds me of the time when Bonds first came out, that his name was on the Mitchell Report and stuff like that.
Right.
at Dodger Stadium, kind of like what he did, and I didn't know that he painted it or whatever and altered it to make it look like a trash can. That to me is super cool. That means you took the time and really thought about it.
Real quick, on Facebook, you guys can kind of, if you guys look out there on social media, you can probably find it. But he took pictures of how he took a can of Coors Light, the silver beer can, and he painted it completely silver, and then he went and put a stencil on it, and he made the trash can lines in the whole 9 yards. So that's pretty awesome. Go ahead.
So I think that's cool. Now, that to me kind of contradicts what you're just saying, though. He actually showed how to do that, but he's trying to stay low key.
They didn't put his face on there. They didn't put his name on there, but somebody posted pictures of it.
Okay, all right. That is heading towards like you said, staying low key and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, I can dig that. So it reminds me of a time I was at Dodger Stadium and the Dodgers were playing the Giants, and Bonds had just obviously been ratted out that he was doing roids or whatever, or the clear and stuff like that.
Right.
And he was playing left field, and right behind him was a bottle, like one of those the orange prescription bottles. They're orange with the yellow top.
Yeah.
They were hitting it, bouncing around, kind of like a beach ball, like behind him, like in the stands. And I just thought that was the craziest thing ever. And I remember having to go home, and I was like, dude, I gotta see this on TV, because I think I was like maybe first base side, not like on the field level, but maybe like the next level up, the load section.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, is that a medicine? Like Cap, is that a medicine? Like, I don't even know what to call it. What would you call it right now? Like
it's a pill bottle.
Pill bottle. There you go. A pill bottle. And I was like, is that a pill bottle? I think that's a pill bottle. And then you hear everybody kind of start going, blah, 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 blah. That's a pill bottle. That's a pill bottle. Blah, blah, blah. Right? So, like, to me, that was the first thing I thought. But what I really like is that this dude went to Angel Stadium as a Dodgers fan.
Oh, yeah.
And threw that out there. I just thought that was so cool. Because at first, I tipped my cap because I like, hey, man, Angels fans did that, bro. Angels fans did that, right? Like, all right, there you go, little brother. Good job, little brother. Right? I felt like patting them in the head. And then once I started reading into it, because I just saw that at Angels game, at first it was like, oh, at the Angels game. They didn't say that it was a Dodgers fan at the Angels game until you started kind of looking more into it. And then that's when I was like, all right, dude, someone really planned that, like, really extensively. So that was impressive.
Yeah, and tickets were not cheap that week or that weekend.
Right.
So they put some money down to go do that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that was real cool. I think it was real cool, and look forward to whatever they got going. So make sure you walk the walk, don't just talk the talk.
There you go. We're excited to see what you're gonna do. Speaking of Dodgers and Dodger fans and stuff like that, but Bauer may have to eat his words. On several occasions, Trevor Bauer has come out and said that he, along with other prominent pitchers in MLB and minor league baseball, have been using a quote-unquote substance to help them get a better grip on balls to increase spin rate and pitching accuracy. MLB has gotten a hold of a few baseballs to test, and they want to look that they grabbed a couple balls, I should say, from Bauer's last start. I think they got 3 or 4 balls, I think they said, and they got
whose balls were they?
They were they grabbed Bauer's. They grabbed Bauer by the balls, but they grabbed I think 3 or 4 of Bauer's balls throughout the game, and they took them to get them inspected. And then they also did that to a few other pitchers throughout the league. What do you think is going to come out of this, Artie? Who else do you think is going to go down, if anybody goes down? Will they make Bauer an example for the rest of the league's pitchers? What do you think, Artie?
No. And why don't you tell people that you got bamboozled and you try to bamboozle me, too?
I did. And somebody had a fake Twitter account for, was it John Heyman?
I think it was Rosenthal.
It might have been Rosenthal.
No. Yeah, I don't know. It was somebody.
And I was like, oh, shit. Fucking Bauer got suspended, bro. Bauer got suspended. It looked legit, man. I got bamboozled.
Right? And I was busy when you sent it, so I saw it real quick, and I was like, oh, they're trying to target him, right? That was my initial thought.
Right.
And that's what I text you. So then I said, okay, I'm going to go look into it when I have a chance. So then when I had a chance, I finally started going to look into it. And it should be the number one story in baseball, right? And I can't find it on any website, like on ESPN, on like Sports Illustrated, on MLB.com. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're just trying to shelter it because I don't know, because it's like that East Coast bias, and Major League Baseball doesn't want to look bad. I don't know, right? So I was like, I'm gonna start looking on Twitter, right? I was like, because people are gonna be talking about this on Twitter. So then I go on Twitter and I don't see nothing. So then I'm like, go back and see who freaking exactly that was that Brent got that message from, right? And then when I saw like the burner account, the name, I was like, oh my God, Brent got bamboozled.
Bamboozled.
Yeah, so I thought it was funny. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna catch. I don't think they're gonna get Bauer, because Bauer's been a dude that's been vocal about it, saying that people are doing that, and he's like, I don't understand why baseball isn't looking into this. This is something that is very common. Like a dude that I think people know do it, and then they haven't stopped from doing anything is like Garrett Cole, bro.
Yeah, he's a big name that they're throwing out there.
Yeah. And I think that's why they don't look into it, because, again, it feels like it's always the big name players, and they're like, wow, we already got a black eye because of steroids, and we're still having the Astros. They're still suspending players, 50-game suspensions that are testing positive for HGH. Like, look at Cano.
Yeah.
Cano's done for what, 100 games or 150? I forgot it was.
150, I think it was.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, dude, big names are just getting busted. And they're like, damn, dude, like another black guy. And this is one of those like, are they really hurting anybody? It helps them control the ball better, instead of like losing it,
Yeah.
So I think that's why they're kind of turning a blind eye to it,
No, I'm with you.
My opinion.
Yeah. I don't. You would hope that if it's an illegal substance, MLB would do something about it, right? But it's like you said, they already have a black eye. They have a couple black eyes. They didn't learn the first time. They had to get told twice or 3 times or 4 times, right? And I think they're trying to sweep this one under the rug. Yes, I did get bamboozled, but it's still something that's, according to Trevor Bauer, who's been the most vocal person out there, it's something that's happening. It's continuing to happen. So, I don't know, man. I mean, if it makes the game better, then awesome. I mean, they're trying to cut down on the home runs and stuff like that. They deaden the balls. They're letting the pitchers use this sticky substance. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens, man. I don't know, man. If you're going to allow it, then allow it. If you're not going to allow it, then get rid of it. End of sentence. Like, either let it be in baseball or get it out of baseball. But do something about it. Don't just act like you don't know. Because we all know you know.
Right. And I think the reason Bauer is kind of saying something about it is because I don't think he likes the fact that dudes are accomplishing maybe things that he is doing like straight up. You know what I'm saying? It's the whole cheating factor, like some dudes are, and again, I'm thinking like a Garrett Cole, where he's not calling out Garrett Cole, but he's calling out Garrett Cole, like, oh, dude, you're good, but you wouldn't be this good if you weren't doing that. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you there. I'm sure Evan's going to be like, nah, he's still be good. He's still be good. My little Platano, calm down. All right, man. Let's move over to my Angels for once here. For once, we're going to talk about the Angels, right?
Nothing wrong with that. They're doing good.
They are doing pretty good right now. Thank God. Knock on wood. Dexter Fowler came off the field the other day after a late slide into second base. He hurt his knee. Everybody was hoping it wasn't going to be a bad injury, but unfortunately, he was carted off the field. And the hopes was it wasn't going to be anything too serious. He tore his ACL, so he's pretty much done for the season. He started off really hot too, so I mean I really feel bad for the guy. It does open the door for Joe Adele, but they didn't bring him in, so maybe he ain't ready yet. So we'll have to wait and see. On another note, Ohtani is fucking just raking right now. Well, not raking, but he's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball far. He did miss his scheduled pitching or outing last Sunday because he had a blister. But earlier in the week, he did, on his first start, he was throwing heat. He touched 101.2 miles an hour and then turned around and hit in the first pitch 451 feet. A bomb in the right field, I believe it was. It was the first time since 1908 that an American League team had opted not to go with the DH and let their pitcher hit. He was dealing in the game until an unlikely collision at home plate took him out of the game. He was good enough to come in as a pinch hitter in the following day, but he's doing some things that not everybody. I mean, we talked about this before, right, Artie? He may be the most talented player in baseball. Whether or not he's going to do anything with it, that's a whole nother animal. But they took the gloves off. They took the training wheels off and said, you're going balls out this year one way or another. Either you're going to be great or you're not, but you're doing it this year. And so far, I mean, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. It's looking good. It's a long season.
It's a very long season.
Nobody does that. He's already down one start.
Time out real quick. The Twins brought in Astudillo, whatever. He's throwing 48-mile-an-hour hangers right now and 50-mile-an-hour hangers. Right, some eephus. He just threw a heater at 72. I just want to point that out. He threw 48 right now against the Angels. They are losing. He threw a little hanger and it got a ground out by Rengifo. So I mean, it worked out, right? But he threw a 48-mile-an-hour eephus, and I think that might be the slowest pitch in MLB this year, and maybe for a while.
Well, let me tell you, I don't know if you saw Greinke threw 51 the other day, and they showed a replay of Greinke throwing 51 the other day, and then back in the days he hit 100 when he was with the Royals.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's probably the first dude to throw 50 and 100 in a baseball game.
Yeah. Well, this guy hit 48 right now, so hey, do it.
Yeah, but I think he's a regular pitcher, bro. I think he's a position player.
I think he might be a position player, but that's still hilarious.
Yeah. So.
It still goes down as the slowest pitch in MLB this season right now.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But Ohtani, back to Ohtani, man. He's doing stuff that, I mean, realistically, we haven't really seen since Babe Ruth. And technically, Babe Ruth was doing the pitching, and then he was doing the hitting. But he wasn't doing them at the same time, and he wasn't throwing 100 miles an hour.
That's not true. No, he was doing them at the same time.
He wasn't at that level.
100. Well, you didn't say that. You said he wasn't doing that at the same time.
Well, you cut me off, bro.
I didn't. You literally said he wasn't doing it at the same time.
I was taking a sip of beer or of whiskey, so I'm sorry. But where do you think? Okay, so the way he's going right now and the way things are going, he already missed the start. Where do you think Ohtani ends up pitching-wise? How many games do you think he realistically wins now?
I still don't think he cracks 10 wins just because it's a long season, dude. And how many wins? Does he have a win yet?
He has one win. The first game he won. The second game,
there you go.
Yeah, it was a no decision.
Okay. Yeah, it's not exactly easy to win a game. You know, like they got to catch breaks too, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think he ends up right around the 9-win marker, to be honest, because I think he's going to miss starts. Like, I don't think this is the first start he misses, you know? It's just the first start he has missed so far. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you think he wins 9 games and hits, let's just say, 30 home runs? Do you think he wins? He's in the talk?
No, he's not going to hit 30 home runs. I think he's going to be in the 20 home run marker at best, you know?
Do you think he's in the talk for American League MVP?
If he breaks 10 wins and gets high 20 home runs, because I don't think he hits 30. I just don't think he hits 30. Then yeah, I guess. I mean, yeah, you have to be, right? Does he win it? No. Talks? Sure. Is he a top 5 guy? For sure, you know?
Yeah. If
he even approaches 9 wins and 20 home runs, he's gonna be a top 5 MVP candidate. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, does he win it? Probably not, because the Angels have to win that division. Granted, they're competing right now, bro, but it's a long season, man.
It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. Last year was a sprint, and we just missed it. It's a marathon this year, and realistically, the Astros still look good. They just had like 5 or 6 guys go down with COVID. Right?
Yeah, they had a lot.
They just lost 3-4 games. So we are in first place right now.
Oh yeah.
The A's came out to a stumbling start. The Rangers,
they always do though.
They do.
The A's always.
It's like guys. Let's be real. It's like Artie's saying, like I'm saying. It's a marathon. It ain't a sprint. We're gonna be here till the fall, and we're gonna see where the chips fall at that point. But right now, they look pretty damn good.
They do look good. Your depth isn't very good, but when it is their talent, it's not bad, dude. It's not bad. Your guys' fucking bullpen's brutal. I mean, that's the one thing that's just like that's definitely the Achilles. If they could somehow make some kind of move for that, with trades or pickup or something, then I think I will take you more serious in terms of being a contender.
It'll catapult
you know what I'm saying?
Up, yeah.
Yeah, like I'll be like, oh, okay, they're ready. They're going for it. They're not just saying, oh, we're just gonna try to do what we can with what we have. You know, they're like, no, we're gonna try to win this bitch type of thing. You know,
I'm with you there. I hope they go try and win this bitch. I haven't had playoff baseball in Anaheim since 2014, so I would really appreciate it if they would.
Okay, I thought they were in Los Angeles.
They are. Their stadium is in Anaheim.
Oh, okay.
What's going on here? The big news that happened last week. Mets walk off the Marlins when Michael Conforto leaned into an inside pitch on the strike that should have been strike 3. A lot of people were not happy about the situation, including the Mets players. By both even the callers in the booth were like, whoa, that ain't fucking kosher. Now I looked up the actual rule. It's Rule 5.05B. Bravo. Section 3. If the batter does not attempt to avoid the pitch, he is not awarded first base, and the pitch is ruled either a strike or a ball. By the letter of the law, should it have been strike 3, or was the umpire correct in calling it a hit by pitch? I know it's obviously a what do they call it? I don't want to say subjective.
Hindsight?
Not hindsight, but it's subjective. Because we're not the umpire. The umpire is the one that has to call it, right? But if you were the umpire, what would you call?
I don't think it was subjective at all. That dude stuck his arm out. Not only did he not try to get out of the way, he stuck his arm out. That's where the issue's at. I don't ever have a problem, really, with dudes shielding and kind of not getting out of the way. Yeah. Like, dude, hey, it hurts to get hit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when you stick out your elbow guard and purposely get hit, that needs to be a strike. I don't care where the pitch is at. Like, oh, that's a strike. I would have called that a strike and not even thought twice, bro. Well, if I would have seen that elbow sticking out.
Where the pitch landed was a strike.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I would have called it. Doesn't matter where it was at. Yeah. If I saw an elbow sticking out. Even if where it was not landed was not a strike, I still would have called it a strike, is what I'm saying.
Gotcha.
Because, one, I would have seen right away that this dude had an elbow guard. So I was like, oh, this little weasel is trying to just fucking use that elbow guard and get himself a free base. And granted, he did and stuff like that. But that's just not my style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not my style. And I don't like it. It's a bunt cheese type of move. You know, it's like people bunting with no hitters on the line, you know?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think it was kind of instant karma for the Mets? They've had a lot of rain-out games, a lot of postponed games, and it's just one of those things where, like, maybe that started them off on the wrong foot in the season?
I mean, that's out of their control, though, right? The elements.
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Don't you think?
The baseball gods are going, no.
Maybe it stopped them from getting on using that as momentum, you know, towards winning games and stuff like that.
Joe Boo said no.
That's funny.
We got a couple more things to cover before we get out of here. Max Scherzer passed the one great Cy Young for the 22nd most career strikeouts, now sitting at 2,807. He is on track to pass Mike Mussina at 2,813. It should be his next start. He has a ways to go to catch number one, Mr. Who is it?
Nolan Ryan.
That's right, with 5,714. I knew he was up there, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't know the number, but I knew I was like, oh, he's probably got like 4,000. 5,714 strikeouts. He sits on top of the heap. I don't think Scherzer will get there, but he is going to climb into the top 20 by the time it's all said and done. Do you know, Artie, before I let you comment on it, who is the only active player, technically he's active, who has more strikeouts than Max Scherzer?
You said technically active?
Yes.
Bartolo Colon?
No.
Wait, hold on.
Fatolo, as Monica likes to say.
Yeah. Oh, you said technically active.
Mm-hmm.
Geez, that means they're not pitching, but they're playing?
They're not pitching because they're injured.
Yeah, it's got to be Verlander then.
It is Mr. Verlander.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. Did you know also, too, what other record Nolan Ryan has?
Most no-hitters.
And what other record on top of that one?
Most hit players.
Most walks.
Most walks?
In ML. Yeah. He has the most strikeouts, most walks in MLB history. That's why he doesn't have a perfect game. That's who walks.
Yeah,
he walks everybody.
Either you struck him out or you're getting a free pass, but you're not going to win the game.
Right?
And don't try to bunt on his no-hitter because he'll hit you. Ask Robin Ventura.
Nah, well, he won't hit him. Robin wasn't trying to bunt on him.
Yeah, Robin was being a bitch.
Yeah, he was.
Speaking of which, it was the week of no-nos. We started the podcast with a no-no. We're going to talk about another no-no that just happened this last week. Carlos throws a no-no. No, not my dad. Carlos, dad, calm down. It's not you. But Carlos Rodon of the Chi-Town White Sox no-hit the Cleveland Indians. Are they Cleveland Indians or are they just the Cleveland baseball team right now?
You know, that's a great question.
Somebody in Cleveland tell me what's going on because I'm not sure right now. But anyways, it was almost a perfect game, and just with Musgrove's no-hitter, in the ninth inning, he hit Cleveland catcher Roberto Perez in the foot.
Yeah.
But was able to strike out Yu Chang and got Jordan Lukpao to ground out the third for the final out. He had, 9 strikeouts that game. He met 28 hitters. And what's the other guy? Musgrove? Musgrove had 28 hitters and 10 strikeouts. Still, you can't take anything away from him. It was amazing. Another perfect game. It was the 20th, I believe, 20th.
No hitter.
No hitter, yeah. Perfect. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, dude. That's and you know his story. He was non-tendered.
Yeah.
This year. That is impressive, dude. But I was seeing. I mean, he's always been a talent. I think he's drafted number 2 overall. Now the Dodgers are kicking the damn ball around. He was drafted number 2 overall, and he was non-tendered this year. And all of a sudden, this dude's throwing 98 miles per hour, like with wicked stuff. You know, like man. And guess who had him in every single fantasy league starting?
Joe.
No, me.
Well, congratulations, sir, on getting
a
hell of a fucking points right there.
He had a really good spring training, so I just picked him up on that, and I really think the White Sox were going to do real well this year. I think they have a real good offense. I figured,
they started off a little
he might
slow.
Get a lot of wins.
They started off a little slow with the Angels, but they turned that around when they went and played the Mariners.
Yeah,
and they've been looking really good after that.
Yeah, they have. So, they're going to be, and I'm glad too. I'm very happy for you that the Angels beat them because I did not appreciate what that guy, and I stepped in there and I tried to defend you. Yes, I did, sir. I said, but we have Shohei. Did I not?
You did. You called him shoelace. But
shoelace.
Still.
Oh, yes, right. Well, that's.
But I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. And I did reach out to him afterward. Yeah. He was like, "Look, bro, I don't get to pick the freaking what happens. If not, we would have won the World Series 100 times by now." He's like, "Shit happens. It is what it is. We play the Mariners next, and hopefully we win something." And there they go. They're on their way.
Yeah. It just sounds like a homer trying to pick sweeps against everybody. It's like no shit. No shit, we'd want to sweep every single team. Yeah, we're going to Super Bowl.
All right, man. Let's. We got one more thing to talk about. Finally, today, as we record this show, it is Jackie Robinson Day in MLB. To honor the Hall of Fame, the player, the entire MLB wears number 4,200 jerseys without their names on their backs. The Dodgers, actually, before tonight's game, had a moment outside Dodger Stadium next to the Jackie Robinson statue where manager was out there. What's his
Dave Roberts?
Dave Roberts was out there talking about the importance of who the Dodgers were the day and what Jackie Robinson meant. And I think that's pretty damn amazing. We also remember the short-lived life of Mr. Chadwick Boseman, who played Jackie Robinson in the movie 42 back in 2013, who passed away from cancer. May he rest in peace. But it's just an amazing day today, and the Dodgers seem to be doing what they can other than kicking the ball around. They've been doing what they can to honor Jackie Robinson on this amazing day. Artie,
they're still winning.
We're going. There you go.
They're still winning. Couple questions. One, so they had it at LA, and then he drove to San Diego.
Yeah, they had the meeting.
Play the game?
They had this meeting earlier today.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool that he went over there. Another thing is, I don't think Jackie Robinson Day is today, buddy. I think it was yesterday because I'm watching the game right now, and so yeah,
I'm watching the Angel game right now, and everybody's wearing 42.
Yeah, and I'm watching Dodgers and Padres game, and the pitcher's wearing number 81.
Maybe it's for the weekend because we didn't have a game yesterday. Maybe that's why they played.
That's what I thought too. Because let me tell you, I saw the Cubs and Braves play earlier today, and I thought, man, why are they wearing 42 today? I thought it was yesterday. In my head, I thought,
gotcha,
that was yesterday, right? And then right now, when you were saying, before the game they had a meeting, and I was thinking, I wonder if that was yesterday that Brett's speaking of, because today they're playing in San Diego. So, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, and I don't think it's just you or whatever. I think it's like you said, some teams didn't play yesterday, and they're like, oh, man, we want to wear number 42 as well, too.
Yeah.
And so I think, like you said, the Angels didn't play yesterday, so they're probably wearing it today. And same thing with like the Braves and Cubs. You know, they probably didn't play yesterday, and they're wearing it today.
Yeah. And just as you say that, the Angels win 10-3.
Oh, nice! Just another Halo victory.
There it is. Light it up, baby! Light that Halo. I love it. I'm gonna somebody record that little part for me, just so I can play it over. So that way, when you call me, that's what it's gonna sound on my phone from now on. Just another Halo victory. Light that Halo up. All right.
Yeah. Because you didn't want to explain that to me when I was at your house. I was trying to ask you, like,
what?
You know, do we light up the Halo still even when they lose?
No,
or
the Halo doesn't get lit up unless they win. And last year and the years before, they saved a lot of money on the electricity. Let me tell you what. And but this year, man, they've lit it up a few times. So I'm a happy camper right now, man. Like I said, they're looking good. The Dodgers look. I gotta say it, man. The Dodgers look great. They're on their way, and they've had a couple hiccups here and there, but they honestly, dude, look amazing, bro. And I hope, I hope it every year, right? That we have the Freeway World Series would be amazing. So
yeah, we do talk about that every year.
We do. That's another thing we always call every year. I think it's going to be a Freeway World Series this year. Like, call it.
I think it has a shot. You know, like every year, I really do. It's just staying healthy. Your guys' thing is depth. You know, you don't have a lot of depth, and you don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of you don't have a lot of depth, and you don't have what's the word I'm looking for here? Oh, good bullpen, like the bullpen. You guys struggling your bullpen. I'm sorry, I was trying to think of the depth, and the reason I was saying depth, and I was going to give you an example, is like Rondon's on the IL, right?
Yes.
So, like, I can't even tell you who your third baseman is now.
Right now, it's Rengifo.
Oh, okay.
Rengifo?
Oh, never heard of him. And why isn't Adele up there now that Dexter Fowler's out?
That's what I thought, and they're trying some other people around right now. They got Walsh out in right field so that he can play and Pujols can play at the same time, which I still don't get, but okay. Actually, Pujols has been doing not too terrible, so I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
All right, guys. That's it for the week. I know we were gone for a few weeks, but we had some, like I was saying before, we had some important events happen. But we'll be back in full effect. Tons more baseball to talk about in the coming weeks and months and the season, really. The NFL draft is around the corner, right, Artie? We're going to be all over that hopefully next week, right?
Yeah, that's more your forte. You know, I know it a little bit, but not as much as you do, you know, because I don't have any skin in the game, as I like to say. Hey, and one thing I'd like to say, too, it is now official. We are compadres. I got a chance to baptize Ben last weekend, and it's a really a pretty cool honor, and he got things off to a good start by showing his father that he could go through the whole mass and stuff like that without crying.
This
right?
is true. He was yelling and talking a little bit, but he did not cry the whole time. So, yes. And you had a very good saying. I think everybody should live by this saying that you had, Artie. Do you want to share it with the world?
Well, it's something that I thought of that hit me when you said that. And so I was like, oh, okay, this is a good time to be the first Nino lesson I could give my godson, right? And because you're being mean to my little Ben, and you're like, the big crybaby is going to start right now. And I looked at Ben and I told him, well, mijo, you could prove him right or you could prove him wrong. You always have two choices in life. And I got that from Tom Brady, who said that, to his credit, Julian Edelman, who announced his retirement this year, is what Julian Edelman used to tell him. Hey, you could prove him right or you could prove him wrong. You have two choices in life.
Fucking A, man. And I hope that Ben lives with that attitude, man, and does great things. And I hope he listens to this 15 years from now and goes, man, when he gets drafted, right? And he's like, man, my Nino is right, man. You got to prove him right or prove him wrong. And I proved him wrong because here I am.
Right. That's the mentality you got to have in life.
Hell yeah, man. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Do we have any last thoughts before we get out of here?
Not that I could think of. Nothing major. Sorry, I got the hiccups.
No worries.
Nothing major. MLB The Show, get your shit together because you're getting me upset. Is the only thing. I want to welcome my compadre Brent to the fraternity of MLB The Show. Sorry, you've seen the bad side on my end, but nothing bad's happened to you.
So far,
and if anybody wants to get into it and wants to learn more and stuff like that, let us know.
Yeah, we did a show last night live, and we had a few people watching, which is pretty cool. But if you guys want a little tutorial, like I'm learning as much as Artie can give me on how to do this stuff and get through the game and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. So if you guys are interested, let us know. I know the game is going to be free on Xbox for the what is that, the Xbox Zone or whatever they call it, and the PlayStation, I believe, is going to put that game on the new PlayStation Now or whatever that they're doing, where you pay the yearly subscription, you kind of get all the games or whatever like that. So we'll have to wait and see. We got Gangster. We paid for the advanced Jackie Robinson $100 version of it. Got our stuff, but we're rocking and rolling, man. I am enjoying it. It's some more time I get to spend with my new compadre, my official new compadre. So I'm sure. Down with it. All right, man. Let's hear that patented Artie send-off, man.
Yeah, let's be healthy out there, my friends. Make sure we wear our masks and wash our hands. And if you get the chance and it's for you and it's the right fit with your family, get vaccinated. So I'm already in the books, and the wifey got her first shot today. So she actually went to bed early today because she was not feeling well. So, so be healthy, and I hope to be here for more of these podcasts.
Damn right. Everybody, like you said, stay healthy. Get your vaccine if you can. If you're not going to get the vaccine, it's within your right not to do it. That's fine. I'm not here to judge you, tell you what to do, tell you what not to do. Just be safe if you're going to go out there and you're not going to be vaccinated. Wear your masks. Use your hand sanitizer. Stay safe, guys. We'll see you guys next week. We can't wait for the rest of this season, how it's going on. And have a good night, guys.